Hi there, this is Diane Cowen. I am the architecture and home design writer at the Houston Chronicle. And today I'm going to talk to you about trends in bathroom remodeling. My husband and I recently remodeled our primary bathroom, as we're calling them now, or master bathroom, if you still want to call them that. And it can be such a big undertaking because, you think it's kind of a small, finite room, but there's so much involved, not just aesthetically and how you want it to look, but how you want it to function. And so much has changed since you probably ever remodeled a bathroom before, that you're tapping into all kinds of technology, products made in a really different way. And the good news is there's so much more for you to choose from. And it's available in a wide variety of price points. So for just about any light fixture you see that you like, you could find it at a small, low, medium, and high-end price. Same for tile and slabs for counters and just plumbing fixtures, really everything that you have to have for a bathroom. You can find it at a variety of prices and in a variety of styles and colors. So we'll go to the first slide. So the first image I've got for you in trends in bathroom remodeling, there we go, is a bathroom that is just really terrific. Transitional style is so popular right now, but it can be everything from these kind of all white bathrooms to things with lots of natural materials. This one I love because they've put some raw edge stone. A lot of people might stack it horizontally. They stacked it vertically going up that wall. And then they've got this copper bathtub. Bathtubs have become sort of the centerpiece of a bathroom now. The big debate in bathroom remodeling is, do you have a tub or not have a tub? Frequently, when you go without a tub, you've got room for a bigger shower if you're remodeling an existing home. If you are planning a brand new home, you can make it as big as you want. But if you've got a finite amount of space and you don't want the expense of expanding the footprint of your bathroom, frequently, if you go without a tub, you can make your shower bigger. This is a brand new home, so they were able to do both. But I love this bathtub. I've seen it in from a variety of manufacturers, and I've seen it copper, like this one. I've seen them where the inside is a porcelain white color and the exterior is maybe stainless or nickel, like a silver color. I've seen it in gold and I've seen it in copper if you don't want the copper inside as well as outside. This has kind of like an old-fashioned feel where you see movies and set in the 16 or 1700s and they're in some big copper tub. That's what this feels like to me, sort of a romantic look to this one. But they've paired it with this fluffy little stool and a beautiful floor mount water fixture for filling the tub. But I just love this bathroom, the way they've got Mediterranean style in the home, and I love the way they tapped into those earth tones. If we can go to the next slide, you will see another part of this same bathroom where they've got the vanities with cabinets that go all the way up to the ceiling. So they have extra space for storing things and some kind of cool things down low where you can pull out a laundry basket on the very end. That's what that drawer is. More traditional doors that just open and you can put stuff under. And then cubbies for towels that roll up. I don't see that a lot, but it's kind of neat when you've got really beautiful towels to or linens to put in there. That's a nice touch. And they went with copper sinks that match the copper bathtub that is just across the room from those sinks. And they went from this oil rub bronze, this dark finish on their fixtures. They mixed metals in this room. They've got some nickel in here too, but they went with this dark color to kind of contrast with the white cabinets. And it's this is a great example of kind of using themes but not overdoing them, where you have the copper sinks in the tub that draw out that copper look. There's a little bit of a copper color in the stone that's on the walls, and it just really, really blends beautifully. We can go on to the next one. This is the shower in that same home. And this is a very large home, and the master or primary bathroom is really, really big too. And this is a large shower that honestly several people could fit in. And they've got 2 rain heads plus sprayers that come out of the sides of the walls and a bench for sitting in there. Showers are just so popular right now, in part because there's so much you can do with them. It used to be you had a shower head and that was about it. And then you had, the wall mount shower head, so that if someone ever needed to sit down and shower, like, you became in a wheelchair or whatever, ADA compliance, you had that. But now people are making their showers into steam rooms, and they've got all kinds of different shower heads. So it's almost like you're creating a car wash for yourselves when you've got the shower heads coming from different directions. But the technology is so great. You can literally set them to come on with a certain temperature or certain water pressure. If one person likes a softer rain shower and the other likes more power, you can have dual shower heads that do different things. So there's so much to choose from in shower products. We can move on to the next one. This is a very, very modern home. And I'll tell you, here's an exciting thing to know. You are right now looking at the master bathroom in the home of Houston Astros player Jose Altuve. I wrote about his home not long ago at the start of the season, and this is his bathroom. So it's super modern. They've got this dark stone on the floor and on the walls. The cabinets are wall mount, which you're almost always going to have in a modern home. They're not going to go all the way down to the floor. You've got storage underneath, but it doesn't go all the way down. Sometimes you'll even see under lighting, so that if you get up at night, it will come on like a motion sensor and you can see where you're going. The mirrors have light around them, so that at night when you turn them on, they kind of glow from around the side, so you don't need a lot of ceiling lighting. Though they do have some really, really pretty cylinder-shaped pendants at each sink. But this is a super modern bathroom. And if we go to the next slide, you'll get to see the shower and tub. So this is directly across from those sinks. You've got this stone-covered wall with kind of some glass in the center of it. You've got the freestanding bathtub on one side, and then the shower is on the other side. So you can kind of see the shampoo niche in the wall. It looks dark underneath a window, and the shower heads are on the back side of that stone-covered wall. This is a concept that I see in all kinds of homes, modern, traditional, or otherwise, where, especially in a pretty roomy bathroom, you've got a rectangular shower like that with a partial wall where you can enter on both sides, and then the bathtub is directly in front of it. It helps you tap into the same plumbing. So when you're building a home, you've got plumbing in one spot, and it provides water for the bathtub on one side and the shower on the other. But it looks really cool too. I've seen it with slabs of marble, book matched, so they have that sort of kaleidoscope pattern instead of a piece of glass in the center. And I've also seen them with doors on each end, because sometimes when you're in a shower, if you don't have doors, the heat escapes and you always feel kind of cold when you're in the shower. That is something really to think about. It's going to feel cooler. If you like taking a long hot shower, you're going to want doors rather than a bare opening like this bathroom has. We can go on to the next one. Here's a pretty bathroom that is out of a condo, a penthouse suite condo in Galveston. This couple wanted color in their home. Color is one of the biggest trends in home design right now, and blue is the hottest color going. I have seen so much blue in homes. It used to be that if cabinets were painted, they were white. Then you might see a little bit of taupe or gray, but blue is just everywhere. And this is a guest bathroom, but I could see blue in a primary bathroom too. They've put wallpaper up. When you put wallpaper in a bathroom, you have to make sure it's wallpaper that can stand up to the humidity that you're going to have, and that it's applied correctly with the right kind of glue for a more humid environment. So You're going to have different kind of wallpaper and different installation in a bathroom with a shower versus a powder bath that wouldn't have all that humidity, or some other room in the house. So you do, if you're choosing wallpaper for a bathroom, make sure you get the right kind. I love the way they put mirrors with sort of a bamboo type look frame on them. They're very simple, but it's just such a nice touch. And the little sconces on the side, this whole two sink setup is inset in a wall. So you've got sconces on each side like this, with the sinks in the center. And then they've got some overhead light. So you have light coming down and light from the side, and you can turn on both or one or the other if you like. Layered lighting is another really, really big thing, where in every room you're going to have 3 or 4 different sources of light. Can light in the ceiling, sconces on the wall, in bathrooms or other rooms, and then often a table lamp or chandelier or pendants or something like that. Let's go on to the next one. Here's another bathroom. I think this one is so sweet. It is in a guest room. But what I love is that they've made it kind of light and bright. So where you usually often see in a master bathroom or a bathroom, people want it to be kind of calming and relaxing. And like the thing people are going for nowadays is primarily spa-like. But they wanted kind of a light and bright and more cheerful look in this one. So they've gone with kind of a light turquoise kind of color on the cabinet. And then the counter is sort of a terrazzo-like tile, where you see it's got recycled glass set into the stone. It's man-made, of course, but it's really beautiful. It's got little flecks of a turquoise color in it to go with that turquoise paint on the cabinet. And they went with this kind of bright turquoise and shades of green fabric for the window treatment. I just think it's really cheerful and kind of an interesting bathroom with more personality. Let's go to the next one. This is just such a darling bathroom. It's in a home that 2 young boys share this bathroom. And so it's pretty functional and utilitarian, but they wanted to have some fun. So they put down this cute rug. It's not an actual animal skin. It's like a yarn rug. And it's been printed with an animal print in a bright orange. The rest of the room is pretty gray blue. And because it's 2 young boys and the designer was thinking bubble baths, she went with these sconces, these on each side of the mirror that have these big glass globes, which give you kind of a sense of bubbles. And I just thought it was just so cute, simple, but so well done. We can go to the next one. Here's a more luxurious bathroom. I see a lot of people ask about tile, and they want combinations of tiles, something on the floor, something else on the counter, something else in the shower. So you're doing combinations of tile that coordinate. There's also kind of a monotone or tone-on-tone theme going on in bathrooms, where you choose one type of stone and then you use that same stone everywhere, but maybe in different shapes. So you might have, in this shower, this is all Carrara marble. So they've got rectangular sort of subway tile shaped tile in the shower, and big 2-foot square Carrara tile on the floor. And then the counters are Carrara from a slab. So they've used all Carrara, just in different shapes, but everywhere for sort of a themed monotone look. It's very luxurious and looks beautiful, but it's again, very simple, but very luxurious. And they've gone with the freestanding bathtub too. I almost never, ever see a built-in bathtub. Every now and then somebody's got a giant garden style tub because they like to feel like they're in a hot tub. I see that every once in a while. I bet maybe 4 or 5 houses I was in last year had them, and all the rest had a freestanding bathtub like this. This is probably 90% of people remodeling or building a home choose this kind of bathtub. I wouldn't say they are more or less expensive than the other style. It's just a cleaner look and they take up a lot less room. So they allow you to be more functional in the space that you have, because those garden tubs really do take up a lot of room. So let's go on to the next one. This one is a powder bath. And if you've got a powder bathroom in your home, I would really urge you to make it interesting. When you have guests over, whether it's, family that you feel like, you don't need anything fancy for them, or guests where you do need something fancier for them, this is the bathroom that your guests will use, and it should be a treat. They're not going to be in there very long, you hope, but you want it to be beautiful for them. You want it to be a place where they feel like you have a welcoming place for them that is beautiful, and that you did it just for them. So this bathroom has some beautiful wallpaper. This is a style that they did in like a taupish gray with off-white, but this particular pattern comes in lots of colors. I've seen it in blue, I've seen it in gold, I've seen it in tan and green, lots of different colors. It's a popular pattern. And they've got really beautiful but simple sconces, and more of a dresser type cabinet with a sink set into it. This is a, simple but beautiful. The wallpaper makes all the difference in here. You take out that wallpaper and just paint the wall a solid color, and you've got a dramatically different room. The wallpaper is definitely a go in a powder bathroom, and it costs so little because powder baths are usually small. You can do it with a couple of rolls of wallpaper, and because it's small, it's not expensive to buy the wallpaper or to have it installed, but it is definitely a nice treat. We can move on to the next slide. So here's a bathroom that is another kid's bath. And it also serves as a guest bath because it's kind of off of the living room. So this is in a smallish bungalow in the Heights. So guests use this bathroom as well as the kids in this family. And they went with something really simple. They've got Carrara marble, but it's really light in color. And they went with this kind of old-fashioned floor tile of the black and white, almost like a check pattern, because this house is in the Heights. It's an older bungalow, and they thought it felt more in line with the style of the house and what might have been there years ago. And they did choose some wallpaper that's kind of a fresh, young feel. There's nothing fancy to the wallpaper, but because it's in a kid's bathroom, it feels really fresh. And also, I love kind of a black and white bathroom that has a single color to provide a pop of color and some contrast. And I think that green goes really well in a black and white bathroom. So we can move on to the next slide. So this is another house in the Heights, and this is literally pretty much the whole bathroom. You can't see the toilet area, but this is it. This is the whole bathroom, this kind of smallish historic bungalow. And this is another room where they went with Carrara and did it everywhere. So they've got Carrara tile that's rectangular, installed horizontally in the shower. They've got small octagons on the floor of the shower. And then they've laid it herringbone style on the main floor of the bathroom. And of course, a slab of it for the counters with the two sinks. So this is another example of Carrara marble being laid in different shapes and sizes and styles. The other bathroom that I showed you earlier probably felt a lot more overwhelming because there's a lot more of it. It was on the walls too. Here they've painted the walls to literally put the marble slabs of it on all the walls. It's really gonna ratchet the price up an awful lot. But this is a great way to get a luxurious look without going over budget in a small bathroom. So the next slide. Okay, here we go. Full on big color. This is a guest bathroom in a home in Tanglewood. And the couple in this home love, love, love the Beverly Hills Hotel. So there are a number of banana leaf patterns. The two biggies are, one of them is by Dorothy Draper, who invented this banana leaf pattern, gosh, back in maybe the 1920s or 30s. And almost for 100 years, it has been a top seller always. It is a big seller. I've seen it in hotels. I've seen it in restaurant bathrooms. I've seen it in residential bathrooms. And it's just fresh and bright and fun. They even painted their sink vanity green to go with the shades of green that are in this wallpaper. And the room that's off of this has more of the banana leaf pattern too. And it's just super fun. It's not for everyone, for sure. But in a smaller bathroom, it's really fun to have because it won't overwhelm you, with too much of a big pattern. But it's super fun if you're ever in a mood to add a big pop of personality in a bathroom. Next slide. So here is a small powder bathroom. This is a great example of how you can reinvent a room. This was just a very, very plain room, and they added beadboard to the walls. It's like a narrower version of shiplap. Shiplap would be much wider, but they put it on the walls and they painted it black. And it's just sort of this glamorous charcoal black look on the walls and on the cabinet. And then they've got Carrara marble for the sink only. And then this pretty floor tile that's got sort of a blue-green with gray and white. And it's just such a pretty bathroom. They've got a flush mount light fixture in the ceiling. You can see the reflection of it in the mirror. And then sconces that they have placed on the sides of the sink. But I just think this was such a neat bathroom that is not a hard look to achieve. It is not an expensive look either. That floor tile you can find at places like Floor and Decor, Arizona Tile. I mean, you can find it at really, really affordable prices, and it adds so much to a room. And the beadboard on the walls is not expensive either. Sometimes if you're in a home that's got walls that need a lot of work, it's a much more affordable way to cover up the problems in the walls, and it adds a lot of personality. Let's go on to the next slide. And this is a much more traditional looking bathroom. A couple moved into an existing home, and this is more ornamentation than they really wanted, with the design on top of the glass and above. But they kind of went with it. They were making so many other changes in the rest of the house that they thought, well, let's just keep it like this and see how we like it. And it really grew on them. They did paint it gray. I can't remember what color it was before, but they painted it gray. And the wife in the family loves things that sparkle. So she put these Swarovski crystal knobs on the drawers, and the sconces are Swarovski crystal too. The decorator joked that her client's favorite color was sparkle, because this house really sparkles. And the Swarovski crystal in this bathroom really jumps out at you. And it's a nice touch if you're kind of a sparkle girl and you like to have a lot of bling around you. Putting it in the handles or knobs is a nice way to do it without being too overwhelming. Okay, we can go on to the next slide. So this is the shower in that same bathroom that I just showed you. One thing to note about the floors, this looks like Calicut marble, which is very, very expensive, but it's actually porcelain tile, which will save you a ton of money. And porcelain tile has gotten so much better looking, the kind that would have, it looks like a knockoff of travertine or Carrara or Calicut marble or something else. It used to look like, you could see the dots of the pattern, but not anymore. It has changed so much in the past 3 to 5 years that you can look at that and think that you're really walking on Calicut, and it is actually porcelain tile that is so much more affordable. This shower has a lot of technology built into it. The husband loves long hot showers, and so we made it kind of a steam shower with terrific technology where the water, he can remote control turn on the shower, like he's in another room and he wants it to be ready for him and all steamed up, that he can turn it on in another room at a specific temperature. So it will all be ready for him when he hops in. Okay, we can move on to the next one. So I'm showing you side by side one bathroom. This is a very small bathroom where you have 2 sinks on one side and they are directly across from the shower. So this is small, but so functional and still very pretty. They had a piece of stained glass made for the window, which they're in Bel Air, and the houses are very close together. They wanted light in the room, but they don't want their neighbors looking right in their windows, which the neighbor's house is super close. So they put up stained glass so you can't see into the room, but you get a lot of light in. And I think it's just really, really pretty too. The couple are fans of Craftsman style and Frank Lloyd Wright style. So having that kind of a stained glass treatment was just a real treat for them. It's not something I see often, but I think homes should represent who you are and what you like, not so much tapping into whatever trend you think is out there. And this is definitely them. It's the personality of these homeowners. And so they went with it. And then the tile in the shower, it's like a small mosaic that has this ombre effect where it's dark at the top and the bottom, and then it gets lighter as it goes into the center until it's literally it's like a blue-gray color that starts really dark and gets really light. So it's got this beautiful ombre effect, not only on the wall, but on the floor too. And I thought it was just such a neat way to install it in a small space, but getting a lot of bang for their buck. So they were able to have really a showcase of a bathroom in a small space, making the most of every inch. We can move on to the next slide. So this is the powder bathroom in that same home. And I thought this was so beautiful. She did some really interesting tricks to make it look much more expensive than it was. So the flooring, she bought 24-inch square tile, but laid it offset. So cut it off in odd angles. So it just looks like way different angles, and you would never know they were really just 24-inch pieces that were cut into different shapes so they could be laid in a way that looks almost like a puzzle was put together. And the strip of brass inlay was put in between each where the grout would be. And so you've got this little bit of gold in the floor, and they used gold in the faucet, and the two knobs on the cabinet are gold, and then the light fixture too. So there's gold in a lot of places, but there's not a lot of gold total. I love this wallpaper. It's got a black background. You know, I'm surprised at how much black people are using in their homes on painting walls or cabinets, or choosing wallpaper that has a black background. It makes for a dark room, but when you do it in a powder bathroom, it just really makes it feel special and intimate. And this is one of my favorite powder bathrooms. It was very unexpected when she opened the door. This was not at all what I was expecting, but I just really loved it. And I loved that unexpected little sense of surprise in the room. So we can go on to the next room. Okay, so here's a simpler bathroom. This is in a very nice multi-million-dollar home, but they really went kind of simple. They didn't want to overdo it in their bathroom with too much tile or too much of anything. So they did use Carrara marble in here, but it's not all over the place. So they've got it on the floor, they've got it on the counter, but it doesn't go up the walls. It's in the shower, but like the wall space is really just drywall that's painted. They went with a really, really pretty bathtub and a really neat chandelier over the bathtub. I've seen so many chandeliers in bathrooms. It is a great lighting choice for a bathroom. If you've got a bigger bathroom that can allow spatially for a larger light fixture, I would definitely think about putting a chandelier in your bathroom over a bathtub, or in a spot that helps bring light to that part of the room, because you're probably going to have sconces somewhere and maybe some can light somewhere, but this is just such a great spot to put a chandelier over the bathtub. So we can move on to the next one. So this house is an interesting one. It's a historic home in Broadacres, and there were two closets. For some reason, the husband's closet was giant, like giant size, and their bathroom wasn't big enough. So they took some of in a renovation, they took some of the closet space away from the husband, and he still has a large closet, but now they're able to have a bigger bathroom with the size shower that they really wanted, because it had been just this tiny little closet, like imagine the shower that you've ever used on a cruise ship. That's about how big the shower was. Never mind that it's this very nice home in Broadacres. So they now have a big shower, but in this bathroom, they've put some really pretty window treatments on the windows, very simple mirrors over the sink, and some really pretty tile on the floor. And again, this is porcelain tile, which is much, much less expensive than putting natural stone on the floor. But you know, it's so beautiful. You don't have to spend a fortune on flooring in bathrooms when you're picking out tile. So we can go on to the next one. So here is a very brave and bold move, a buffalo check plaid for the bathroom floor. Now this is a pool bath, so they had a little more fun with it. It's sort of a guest bath, and there's a swimming pool outside of this bathroom. So people who come in from the pool can use this one. But I just love that she used this tile on the floor. I've never seen anything like it in a home. I see a lot of patterns, but they're more geometric. I just love this. It just was such a nice surprise and so fun. I thought it worked really well with the simple mirror with the brass on top and bottom, and then the globe sconces on each side with the brass discs, and then the opaque globes. And all just seemed to work so well together. I just love this. If you're thinking about a bold move like that, that's probably not the flooring you would put in a master bathroom, but it's so fun for a pool bath or a guest bath or some place where you can maybe show a little more personality. I would think if you had some teenage boys, this would be a great floor to put in their bathroom. So we can go on to the next slide. Here we go. This is just a really sexy, luxurious bathroom. A couple bought a home in Tanglewood, and the bathroom was pretty much like this, except it didn't have wallpaper. And they thought about putting in a different counter or a different sink because the onyx felt like it didn't really go with that sort of swirling gray counter. But they liked both of them so much, they just decided to keep it and live with it and see, if it grew on them. But they added this beautiful wallpaper with kind of a goldish geometric pattern in it. And they found these sconces that look like feathers. They found them on firstdibs.com, which if you like things that are kind of distinctive, that are going to look like not everyone has it, firstdibs.com is a great website for finding vintage and antique things. They get a lot of furniture and stuff like that, but you can also find things like lighting that you could put in your bathroom or some other room in your home. And those came from First Dibs. And I just think they're really nice looking. And they add a lot of personality to the room. There are lots of different things you can do to add personality. You can do it with wallpaper. You can do it with fixtures. But lighting is a great way to make a bathroom really stand out, whether it's a powder bath, a guest bath, or your primary master bathroom. Next slide, please. So here's another bathroom with a chandelier over the tub. I love this chandelier. It's made of shells. And I see them sometimes in vacation homes or maybe a place down in Galveston or somewhere along the coast. This one was in Spring Branch. So it's kind of an unexpected location for a chandelier made of shells, but it was just so cute. I just liked it so much. And I think the homeowner bought it because she liked it. She didn't get it because it felt right for the location. She bought it because it felt right for her. And that's really important. And again, a freestanding bathtub kind of off to the side. And they use some tile on the wall, but it's really kind of inexpensive porcelain tile that it was sort of there's a lot of gray in this room, and it's sort of a greenish gray. So it blends with the gray, but adds just a little bit of subtle color. I also want to point out, I've shown you a number of images that have a great big window behind a bathtub, which seems like the craziest thing ever because, why would you want a big, big window right at a spot where you're going to like get naked and get in your bathtub? I mean, that's where you want some privacy. So you've really got to be careful about your window treatments or what's outside of your window. If you've got a big spread and no one can see you, maybe it doesn't matter, but you're going to have to put some blinds up there that will allow you to have some privacy. Does anyone out there have any questions? You can use there's a chat mode down at the bottom of your screen. There's a little bubble with the word chat underneath it, and you can just click on that and a column will appear on the right of your screen, and you can just type in any questions, or you can unmute yourself on your screen and ask a question.
That's correct. You can click on the bottom left portion of the screen to the unmute button if you have any questions, and I'll go ahead and unmute you so you can talk with Diane.
Well, while you're thinking of some questions, let me just review a few of the things that were in all of these slides. Bathrooms have become a place where we're really making them showpieces in our homes. You know, kitchens and baths are the places where we're spending a lot of money in remodeling. We want them to feel spa-like. We want them to be relaxing. We spend a lot more time in our bathrooms than we probably think we do. And having a nice bathroom is like getting ready for your day, and a nice bathroom just gets your day off to a great start. I mentioned early in our session that I recently redid my own bathroom, and it's just amazing the different things that are out there, the different kinds of tile, stone slabs, and they're available at so many price points. You can get man-made and you can get natural stone when you're talking about slabs for your counters. And I think it used to be everybody wanted natural stone, and I'm seeing a lot more people choose man-made stone. Okay, so if someone has asked any consultants I can recommend for bath redo. So I don't usually recommend specific contractors because there's so many out there, and you know, they're in different parts of the city. There will be a lot in this home show and in the vendor portion of it where you can find who the exhibitors are. There are a lot of them there, and you'll find a lot of reputable ones. One thing I would urge you to do, unless you are really knowledgeable about tile and lighting and all the different materials, I would encourage you to hire an interior designer or enlist a friend with really, really good taste. Because it's a lot of decisions to make, an awful lot of decisions, and there's a lot out there, and you're not making, you know, 20 individual decisions. You're making 20 decisions. That's probably a lot more than 20, but you're making all these decisions about what you're going to use in a room, and they have to work together. So when you pick, and where you start depends on what you like the most. Some people might want a certain kind of counter, which means you're going to have you know, certain color scheme in your room, or the flooring that you choose plays off of that. They've all got to work together, and it's amazingly hard to do to get the tones just right. Because once you pick out something, you've got to take those samples with you to every showroom you go to after that, because you want to make sure that, you know, the counter that you've got, maybe a decorative tile that you've got, work with the flooring and work with the paint color. I know that when I started out, I had tile picked out, and then I took it to the slab showroom. And when I held it up, the decorative tile, I found a slab that was just gorgeous with it. The stuff that I had picked out for the flooring was never going to work. So I had to backpedal on the flooring and find a new one. And it actually made me rethink my choice entirely, because I was going to go with like a 24-inch square tile. It was beige, but when I put it up to the slab that I found, it just looked very yellow. So sometimes beiges have undertones of yellow, and that's going to drive you in a certain direction when you're picking out colors of other things. And I ended up going with porcelain tile that looks like wood, and picking one that was sort of brown with taupe in it. So because I liked the contrast of having lighter walls and a darker floor. I didn't want the monotone, all the same, you know, light shade. I wanted some contrast and some differences so that it kind of added to the texture of the room. And I will say that I do see a lot of porcelain tile that looks like wood. I also see luxury vinyl tile that looks like wood. I never thought I would be saying vinyl tile looks luxurious, but it really does. And it's hard to tell from wood. It holds up really well in rooms that can get wet because you're not really going to want a wood floor in a bathroom. But the porcelain tile and luxury vinyl tile work really well in a bathroom. Mine, I'm telling you, is just indestructible and so easy to clean. It just requires no maintenance at all. And I have wood floors in my breakfast area and my kitchen, and I feel like it's time to refinish it again or replace it because it just seems to take a lot of work to keep it looking nice. Okay, well, just remember that no matter what you're picking out, there are all kinds of things in different price points. So don't feel like if you've got a small budget, you can only have an inexpensive look. You can have a very expensive look on a smaller budget. And if you have a bigger budget, don't be afraid to understand there are things you splurge on and things you save on. You might want to spend more money on a really nice counter because I think the slabs that you pick out have such an impact on the way your whole room looks. And there's not a lot of variety in slab prices. It's a big expense. But like when you look at your plumbing fixtures, you can find a nice one for a couple $100. You can find one for a couple $1,000. You don't have to spend a couple $1,000 on bathroom fixtures. Shower fixtures can be super expensive. Lighting, I could find you a pretty sconce that I could find for $100 each, $300 each, and $1,000 each, and it looks very much the same. Obviously not the same brand or manufacturer, but very similar looks at dramatically different prices. So if you can find things that you love at a great price, it allows you to spend a little bit more on some other things that are worth spending a little bit more on. Okay, well, listen all, I'm so glad you came today. Again, I'm Diane Cowen at Houston Chronicle. You can find all my stories at HoustonChronicle.com. You can, I put links to all my stories on my Facebook page, so you can find me very easily on Facebook, just looking for Diane Cowen. I think it's actually facebook.com/Diane.Cowen.56. It does not mean I'm 56 years old, but that's what the link is. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to send me an email. You can reach me at diane.cowen@chron.com. I'm happy to give you ideas based on individual things that you're doing. If you want to run ideas past me, I am always happy to help. So thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me here at the Montgomery County Virtual Outdoor Home and Garden Show.